Is this a place with deserts, rivers and sunsets? Is this a place where you can rediscover your freedom? This is the place.
In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures $155 million Namibian loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, Shangula against calls of $650 million Namibia dollars tender cancellation. Walvis Bay residents want alleged abusive ShopRite manager removed. Foster parent finally enrolls daughters in school after months of trying. Hydrologists predict second flood wave from southern Angola. And Business on One comments corner, sport and the weather. The Minister of Health and Social Services, Kalumbi Shangula, stated that views expressed to cancel the $650 million Namibia dollars tender supply of clinical supplies are unfortunate and dangerous. Shangula said these views indicate that the procurement and supply of condoms are not useful to the country.
Calls to cancel the tender have been made from different quarters, including political parties such as the Popular Democratic Movement leader, McHenry Venani, SWAPO Party Youth League Secretary, Ephraim Nekongo, and medical doctors. This week, Venani called on President Geingob to cancel the tender, and failure by the president will lead the party to take legal action in the interest of the public. Shangula stated that the cancellation of the tender will paralyze the operations of the ministry, endanger public health, and put human life at risk. The minister was speaking during the HIV and AIDS and COVID-19 situation in Namibia.
It is a matter of grave concern that there are unfortunate and dangerous views being spread both in the traditional mainstream and social media, that the procurement, supply and availability of condoms as a public health intervention are not useful. Nothing can be more dangerous, no further from the truth. I emphasize that condoms are highly effective and cost-effective preventive interventions. Condoms not only protect against HIV, but also prevent unintended pregnancies and the spread of other sexually transmitted infections. It costs less than $1 to prevent HIV infection using a condom. It costs less than $1 to prevent HIV infection using a condom. It costs approximately 300,000 Namibia dollar to treat an HIV positive person over on average lifespan. Anybody can see the logic. If nobody sees the logic in this, it means logic does not exist in that person.
Shangula highlighted that Namibia has made notable progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS, saying that this was made possible through a combination of interventions, including awareness creation, prevention and initiation to treatment.
Namibia now stands at 98, 92 and 93. This means that 98% of the persons in Namibia who are HIV positive, they know their HIV status. And 92% of those, they have been initiated on treatment. And 93 of those who have been initiated on the treatment, they are virally suppressed. Viral suppression is important because a person who is virally suppressed is less likely to transmit the virus to a partner during sexual intercourse.
In addition, President Geingob issued a statement on Thursday stating that it is the Central Procurement Board of Namibia that has the power to cancel the procurement processes. Geingob urged lawmakers and other members of the public calling on him to cancel the tender to familiarize themselves with the laws they have passed in the National Assembly, and in particular the provision of the Public Procurement Act.
Get to Spar for 3 days of super deals and incredible savings across the store. Like 200-gram Dow Egberts coffee for just $89.99 and 450-gram Bogoma wheat bix for only $24.99. It's 3 days of incredible savings only at Spar.
Walvis Bay residents, led by the Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters activist Michael Amushelelo, demonstrated on Thursday against the alleged mistreatment of Shoprite workers at the hand of their manager. It is claimed that the alleged abuse led to the 25-year-old employee, Fabiola Dhondemo, from the coastal town taking her own life. The protesters called for the alleged abusive manager to be fired with immediate effect.
Dhondemo drowned herself at Independence Beach at Walvis Bay last Wednesday, allegedly due to months' ill treatment by her manager at the supermarket. NEFF Economic Commissar Michael Amushelelo, who led the protest, stated that abuse and poor treatment of employees cannot be tolerated. Hence, Amushelelo demanded for the manager to be relieved from duty.
We are no longer in this country going to tolerate anything. So let it be known that we are going to remain here the whole day until Shoprite fires and dismisses those workers.
Yes,
send the message.
Definitely.
Without any dismissal, we'll remain here the whole day.
Yes. Yes.
We are only going to move from here if we hear that those workers who killed and caused the death of our sister has been fired.
Yes.
So please give the instructions that Shoprite, they are causing problems for the whole of the town. They must just fire that manager, and those managers, we are going to remain here until those people have been fired. We are not moving.
A family member, Trevor Shiriange, read the petition on behalf of the group and handed it over to Shoprite's representative. Shiriange demanded that the management address group's concerns and create a healthy working policy to avoid unethical conduct.
Management of Shoprite should address and implement a healthy working policy to avoid abuse conduct, which would end repeated verbal abuse in the workplace, including derogatory remarks and insult that the Shoprite workers go through on a daily basis.
Yes.
The Shoprite management should stop verbal and physical conduct of threatening, intimidating, and humiliating the workers. That is against the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia and against human rights. There has been noticed and experienced by the Shoprite workers that management sabotage and undermine employees' work performance in the workplace, accompanied by low remuneration packages, wages and other benefits. There are many other employees who were either fired or were forced to resign from ShopRite due to this same mistreatment at ShopRite Namibia.
The petition was eventually received by ShopRite Namibia Divisional Loss Prevention Manager Jose da Silva.
All I can say is thank you very much. We will deal with this. This will be channeled to the right channels, and they will deal with this. That's all I can say.
The protesters remained at the premises until 1900 hours and returned this morning demanding for ShopRite's doors to be closed until their plea is met.
A 69-year-old Walvis Bay foster parent has finally registered his two daughters for grade 1 at High Hope Primary School. This is after the parent, Ian Nyoga, has been searching for school placement in the town since last year, July.
Neoga, who rescued the girls at the Tualoloka informal settlement after the shark fire that destroyed over 200 homes in 2020 and took them in as foster children, shared his word of gratitude towards the school which accepted the girls. Neoga suggested the government should build more schools to address the problem of school placements.
Mr. Deval, the principal of High Hope, I could register the two girls today, grade 1. What can I say more? I'm glad for them, but I'm sorry for other kids which are left behind them. They didn't find space. What I can say shortly is that we need more schools.
News on One caught up with the two excited girls on their first day at school, and they had this to say.
My name is Tina, and I'm happy to go to school, and I have a new bag, and I have new book and stuff, and erasers and pencils. My name is Memory, and I have a new bag, and I'm happy to go at school, and I have new stuff and a new eraser and a new pencil.
The principal of High Hope Primary School, Verna Dival, narrated how Nyoga got placement at the school, adding that he could not help see children on the streets. Thus, he had to combine some grades, which led to the availability of grade 1 classes.
He came yesterday morning to me, and then due to big number of learners that are still on the school, on the street for grade 1, I could combine 2 classes in grade 5 and still have a good number of almost 40 learners in each class. That's how I scored 1 classroom to additionally open another grade 1 class.
Dival said they availed 1 classroom to mitigate the problem for grade 1 learners at the town.
And Mo at breakfast from 6 to 10 a.m. on the nation's favorite radio station, playing the best hip-hop, urban, Afro, and R&B on 99 FM.
A hydrologist at the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Leonard Hango, has cautioned that a second flood wave is soon expected to enter the Engala stream from the Santa Clara River tributary known as Bequeno Kunene or Small Kunene.
Hango explained that because of the high pressure at which the stream from Onjiva town in Angola is flowing towards Oshikango, locals should brace themselves for another flood wave in the northern part of the country. Hango said that on the Angolan side of the border there is, however, no evident flooding, as Onjiva has a dike system which directs the water away from residential areas, leading toward the main course of the river.
We are expecting that second wave to pass through this point most likely in the short coming days. The volume here, it's a massive that really signifies the arrival of the second wave from Onjiva towards the Namibian border and eventually cross the border to the rest of the parts of the Kuvelai, part of Namibia.
Hango further added that the main Kuvelai channel drains the water into the Pikenu Kunene stream, which will then carry the water towards Ndola and the rest of the nearby areas on the Namibian side of the border.
As you can see on the background, the water is only concentrating on the main course of the river. So there's no any flooding on the floodplains that usually extend when you receive or when you're in the middle of the flood. It is speculated that most probably it's a new water course that is following the small river tributary locally here known as Pikenu Kunene, which flows that is passing on the channel of Ndue and Kalukove.
Hango advised that whatever necessary measures need to be taken for mitigation and protection from the flood should commence immediately in preparation for the second flood wave.
Husna Kukundakwe was the youngest athlete at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. The teenager hopes her confidence and her resilience will inspire young people across the continent to follow their dreams.
My name is Husna Kukundakwe. I'm 14 years old. I am a power swimmer and a Paralympian. I first started swimming, just playing around in the pool at the age of 3, but I started professional swimming at the age of 12.
Welcome to Business on One. A self-taught auto electrician who repairs vehicles at his home in Greenville Matongo in Windhoek says that he ventured into the business as a means of earning a living. Mateus Betwell started the business in 2018 when he lost his job when the company he worked for closed down.
Beating the odds of poverty is 28-year-old Matthews Betwell from Greenville Matongo by running his own business. The self-taught auto electrician opened a repair shop at his residence after losing his job when the business he worked for closed down. Betwell is now the founder of BI Motor Customs, where he employs 4 people at his workshop.
I started the business in 2018 because I used to work for a company and the company closed down. That is when I opened up my business because I don't want to sit idle. I have 4 employees that assist me here at the workshop. I would like to register my business. Then I will be able to seek assistance from a good Samaritan who will be willing to help me for the business to expand.
News on One spoke to some of the customers who visit BI Motor Customs on a regular basis. A driver, Semi Durban, gave Betwell services a positive review.
Came to BI Auto. He's the best in Windhoek. It's not my first time me coming here. Yeah, it's about maybe 5 times. So he's the best guy in Windhoek. He cleans also the lights. Yeah.
That's why.
And he polishes them. Yeah, that's the reason I usually came here. Yeah. It's all what I can say.
Yeah, but are you satisfied with the work?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with the work, and I'm proud.
Another customer, Vaino Hamshila, a mobile mechanic, says he uses his services because it is cheaper and affordable.
The tool is the solution to me. They are not working all the front one. Then I have to take the car to Nates. The reason why I'm not taking my cars there for the lights, I cannot afford it. And here is having a good price. For me, I can afford him.
Betwell says that although his business is not registered yet, it helps him provide for his family as he is the only breadwinner. He is also proud to provide employment to fellow youth at his workshop.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on business news.
Welcome to the Business Brief, the show where we focus on news worth knowing on a local, regional, and global level affecting the Namibian economy and you as a citizen.
Inflation is what we call the general increase in price level.
At the moment, we are just investigating the implementation of tolls.
The data protection bill, before it becomes a law, will be basically responsible for protecting your personal information.
When we look at the size of our businesses, we often think of SMEs as startups and very small business.
I am your presenter, Morna Ikosa.
Time now for Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Political analyst Ndumba Kamwanya stated that trade unions have lost relevance and their ineffectiveness has created a vacuum in addressing labor issues. Kamwanya added that various trade union leaders often neglect the plight of their members, which has led to political parties getting involved in issues affecting workers. As a result, political parties are capitalizing on the opportunity to lift their public profiles in the process. Pamela appreciates what the NEFF party is doing and described it as the voice of the voiceless. Christina does not see the work of the unions. According to Hase, the line ministry has lost the vision. Naitsube pointed out that Amushalelo is the only active NEFF member at the protests. Muyebu said unions have become passive and only hope for positions. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
On this episode, our exclusive features Namibian award-winning DJ, producer, performer DJ Castro. Plus, we're bringing you Tribe New Taste as we introduce you to RPK. Queens on deck for the DJ this week, DJ Yasonia.
Time Time now for Sport on One. The Katutura Giants African Stars Football Club unveiled the new player they signed from Mozambique yesterday, just hours before the player transfer window closed. The new attacking midfielder, who was signed from the Costa do Sol Sport Club, put pen to paper to play until the end of the season.
The head coach of African Stars, Mervyn Bakera, expressed his joy during a media conference, saying he's happy with Baturu Kambatu joining, especially because of his off-ball attributes.
It's a player that we chased before he left Mozambique. We were interested in him, and when he came back, I think it was a relationship that was started long time ago. So he's highly technical. He has the ability of opening defense. That split pass. He have an eye for a goal. And his awareness, his overall game awareness, it's very high.
The 24-year-old youngster, who prefers to play with the number 24, told Sport on One he is confident he will make an immediate impact for his new team and is excited to have joined a big team like African Stars.
I've always wanted to play for a team like African Star, one of the biggest in Namibia. I've always pushed myself. Maybe one day I would get a chance. And yeah, today I'm very proud of myself to be here today, and I can make a difference. And I believe, as my main objective is, to help the team and score goals. As I know I can do that, and just help win as more games as possible as we can. I was playing in Costa do Sol, Mozambique, one of the biggest clubs also in Mozambique, and we won Joker Bet Cup, one of the cups there they play. And I was called for the national team, but due to some injuries, and I didn't make it there.
Meanwhile, Coach Bakera also took the opportunity to focus on the upcoming double derby, adding that both matches are important games.
Games are, it's derby games. Starting first with the first game Saturday against Orlando Pirates, it's a derby game, and derby games have a different atmosphere. That will also affect in terms of the confidence of the players, have a different feeling, have a different culture. So statistics doesn't count in derby games. And I think the players that we have, these are seasoned players, experienced players, also matched with talented youngsters that are now also going to be cherished nicely by these experienced players to say, this is derby games. This is what you must expect, and the language does not only come from the coaching staff, but also from the players themselves.
Here's a look at the weekend fixtures for round 10 and 11.
That is all the sport news we had for you. Please stay tuned for the weather forecast. We have come to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. From me, Maggie Forciero, and the rest of the team, till next time, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are you ever